Kansas Authority, 1160 AM KVCE.
Welcome back to Gene Long's Biker World here on AM 1160 KVCE on Inside the Game. We have some breaking sports news, Jerry.
Gene.
Jerry's my brother's. That's okay.
The reason I said Jerry, the Jerry Sandusky trial.
Oh, yes.
They have reached the verdict, and they haven't released it just yet, so they just released the verdict, and hopefully by the time before we go off the air, we'll announce what that verdict is.
Well, I don't know if you heard what was said today, but Jerry Sandusky's son.
Yes, I heard about that.
I don't even know if I want to say.
Yeah.
Adopted son.
Adopted son. He is charged, Sandusky. Sandusky is the former assistant coach for Penn State. He is charged with 48 counts of sex abuse against 10 boys he allegedly groomed through a charity he operated. So if we all keep looking, and if I hear that there is a verdict and what it is, I will announce it hopefully within the next 10 minutes. So.
You know, the sad part about that is, the coach going to his grave,
yes,
you know, with all this in
right.
the air.
Yeah.
And then this guy's own son,
yes,
now he's adopted son, but
right.
he's finally said, okay, it really happened. So here we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's go on to better news.
I'll tell you, let's have some fun stuff, and I'm going to have some fun stuff. I want to tell you this. All this talking about riding, I'm going to ride tomorrow night. Are you ready?
You got a special event coming up.
I do, tomorrow night at the Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas.
That's where they do the Crown and the Royal Invitational at the Colonial Country Club.
That's
in
it.
Fort Worth.
White dimple balls and all.
Yes.
I'm going to
Are you
ride my
gonna play
motorcycle.
some golf?
No, you know.
Okay.
My one golf story is I was caddying and
Did you hit somebody?
no, somebody hit the ball, yelled 4. I took off running. I'd run about 30 feet and the ball hit me. If I hadn't have run and hadn't have moved, I'd have been fine. That was my experience. But one time I did Diamond Oaks Country Club. I went over there in camo. I hid in the bushes, and when some friends came up, as their ball on the par 3 came up to the hole, close to the hole, pretty good. They dipped down in the walking. I ran over there and threw all 3 balls in the hole. And it was an interesting time.
You were talking about your high school reunion. You going to tell any stories about bikers all night?
Well, you know, I'll probably have a little. I did write a story for them, and they're going to print the story. I write some. A lot of people don't know that, but I do. And going back, I wrote a story about I wanted to kiss McManus, this girl who owned a Corvette in 1961. She had the most beautiful lips. Judy McManus was her name. And so I wrote a story about dreaming of kissing Judy McManus. And Rhonda and I were talking about this on the way over.
Now, what high school reunion did you write that story?
Pascal.
No.
Oh.
What year?
40th. The 40th.
reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and this one coming is my 50th. And so I wrote that. And I was sitting there at the table with a bunch of my old friends and cronies. And I looked up, and here she comes. She's still tall and slender and beautiful, and she was walking my way. And when she got about 10 feet away, I stood up. She grabbed me. She gave me a kiss of a lifetime. Must have lasted 3 or 4 minutes. It was unbelievable. And she said, "Thank you for the article," and walked away. And as she walked away, I can tell you, she still looks really good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to tomorrow
Do you
night.
think he kissed back there? I think so.
Yeah. First girl I ever
Yeah.
kissed was in the 3rd grade, and her name was Mary Cole, and she'll be there tomorrow night.
Hey, Gene, what's the biker word of the week?
The biker word of the week. Are you ready?
Yes.
Support club.
What is that?
Well, this is a club where people
What they
hang
support?
around. They support one of the big clubs, like a 1% club.
Okay.
And you might have seen, we were talking about that earlier, the Outlaws didn't get a support club until just in the last few years. And it's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It creates a lot of problems because they don't really control the support club. But I can tell you, I have a friend that's in a support club. He did 15,000 miles in 6 months. That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
And let me tell you, my tip of the week, I got to go back to that 450,000 current registered motorcycles in Texas. This past year in America, 90,000 people, 9,000, excuse me, 9,000 people died as a result of motorcycle accidents. So I'm going to go on record right now to say you got to start wearing your helmets. You know, you just got to.
Or you'll be a genuine organ donor.
That's right. You'll be a motorcycle god before you know it. Now, you know what? If you'll come by Moxie Scooters in Colleyville tomorrow and see what riding a bike is all about, those scooters start as low as $13.99. You get 36 months at 1.9% interest with no down. I'll be there all day tomorrow. Come by. And let me tell you, if you got something that'll get 90 miles to a gallon, it may just help you or your son while he's away at college. You know?
Isn't that how you picked up all those girls when you were in high school?
I
You
did
had a
on my
scooter.
Lambretta.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Hey, Gene, I started asking this last week about what you've learned. What did you learn that surprised you, or about the Outlaws?
well, one thing I really didn't know until I started looking up that they formed in 1935. There's a lot of misinformation. We're the oldest club, you know.
Right.
And that was interesting. Also, it was really interesting to break it up and see how just in the last few years, France and Belgium and all these have come on. Because while I was in the Booze Fighters, I helped bring on board Belgium, Sweden, South Africa, you know, France, Italy. I mean, they're just dropping in. Australia, Korea, Philippines, Japan. You just don't realize. I'm telling you, the world's in a turmoil. We have all these religious wars going on one side. People can't get along, and we might as well say right now, Rodney King died this week, and he's famous for saying in the middle of all those riots, why can't we just get along? Can't we
Right.
just get along?
Right.
And you know, here they are. We can't get along. We're in Iraq, and we're over there in Afghanistan, and people are killing each other everywhere. Then all of a sudden, the same countries that don't like Americans, they're over here come to visit their motorcycle brothers. You know what? There's something weird happening. It's almost time for the world, for the brothers of the world to take over, because it seems like these governments, you know, we need more women in leadership. They
Here,
wouldn't let
here.
their kids get killed. You know,
Yeah.
they wouldn't stand for it. You
Right.
know, and we keep sending our youth, our best soldiers off. And look at them, they just over and over again. It's in the news, you know.
Right.
And they come back. What do they do when they get back? They're used to carrying guns. They're used to being tough. They're used to eating dirt and being out there. They join a motorcycle club. And if they're really tough, you know what? They join a 1% motorcycle club.
Right. Yeah.
Over and over. We see it happen all the time.
We're down to a final minute. Gene, you want to give a preview of what we're going to be talking about next week?
Well, you know what? Next week's going to be the pagans. And frankly, I don't know anything about them. I'm
Okay.
excited about learning what the pagans are, you know. So I want to thank my friends that have come in tonight. We got all the bikers in here, and they got their colors on. They look good, and they got their girls with them. They look good. And, of course, I got to say, Rhonda looks really great. And she has a little bit of biker bling, as Robin calls it on.
Yes. And you even shared some of your bling for Robin last week.
Well, of course, that's what the brotherhood and the sisterhood's all about, is sharing.
That's exactly right.
Everything looks good on Robin, especially bling.
Gene, you want to...
Tomorrow.
You got to stop while you're ahead.
I am. You know, Moxie Scooters, 4117 Colleyville Boulevard. Colleyville, come see me. I'll make you a really good deal. We'll help you out. And I want to say, this is Gene Long, the motorcycle god. I'm signing off. I'll see you on the road, my friends. And I'll be at the Colonial Country Club tomorrow night with all my buddies.
And that's been Gene Long's Biker World, and we'll have it again next Friday. We'll talk about the pagans, and if you want to listen to past episodes, you want to listen to this one or any other episodes of Gene Long's Biker World, you can do it by going to our website at kvceradio.com/sports. For Gene Long and everyone associated with Gene Long's Biker World, this is Coach Matt, wishing everyone a great night.